So good afternoon, loved ones, and welcome to the Vines Resort. We are gathered here today to celebrate the union of two faithful souls, those of the gorgeous Erin and Dan, as they take this exciting leap into the next chapter of their love story, surrounded by you, their most favourite people.
What a beautiful setting, a fantastic wedding, and it's just great that everyone's been here today. And what a better place to be on a Friday afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to celebrate something truly magical, something so rare and fortuitous and wonderful that it simply must be celebrated. And of course, I'm talking about the open bar.
Best friends. Oh. Soulmates, sisters, family. Bonding over our hate of stupid people. Our running ability, or lack thereof.
And it has been quite the journey after all the chaos and uncertainty of the last 2 years, thanks to the virus that must not be named. Your big day is finally here, and no one deserves this happy ever after, quite like you two.
He was a little shit when he was young. Now he's just a big shit. And boy, have I got a couple of stories to tell you about him.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important. That's a little thing between Erin and I. Like your brother, I loved you before I met you. Although you did keep us waiting, you were a week overdue. Lazy, yes. But we were thrilled, Mark and I, to get our beautiful princess.
Long time ago in Derby, it was a fairly traumatic birth, and Heather can attest to that. And it took a long time for Erin to come. But when she did, she put the biggest smile on my face. And today is another day. No crying.
You are two of the most selfless, kind, and compassionate humans you could ever hope to meet as individuals, and together you are a true force. Today we celebrate you and this glorious love of yours, a love that we all know was truly meant to be, a love where you both genuinely believe that you are the lucky one.
So, Erin, you're a very welcome addition to mine and Dan's bromance, and a welcome member to our very own version of Step Brothers and Prestige Worldwide. But can you build bunk beds?
You bring me songs sweet like the birds.
The past 8 years, we have been through a lot together. Laughing, crying, ups and downs. Me physically fighting people for you. Our friendship is one where we can share everything with each other without fear of judgment. I do miss getting phone calls from you saying, "So I did a thing." I think Dan was the last thing that you did.
I remember one day, you punched me in the family jewels. And the little shit took off and ran. He was only about 8 at the time. Well, me being a chubby person, he thought he was going to outrun me. Well, he got about 30 metres, and what he didn't expect, he got a number 9 steel cap, right up the ginger.
Joy in my soul. The fact that you're happy.
There were many challenges during those teenage years, and to quote the famous Ron Weasley, you were a little scary, you know that? Brilliant, but scary. And if it wasn't for the wonderful man standing next to me, things could have been very different today.
Tear us apart. Puts a lot of love in my heart.
Today is a celebration of how much Erin and Dan mean to each other, but it is also a celebration of how much they love each and every one of you as well. It means the world to them that they are blessed to know the love of such an incredibly supportive village, and they could not be more thrilled to share their joy with you today and always.
Then I met Dan, and out of the idea to actually say to Dan that I'll kill you, I had to think about that, because have you seen how bloody big the fella is? And I'm a little bit older, so I would say to him, I've got a good friend, we've got guns, he lives on 10 acres, if you hurt my daughter, I'll still kill you. I'm serious. From a distance, you know the story.
I've had my doubts, but they're all liars. You're the bird's eye view, I see much clearer.
5 years ago, I was just a girl who had a crush on a guy with the biggest laugh and the hottest legs I had ever seen in a pair of footy shorts. I was so drawn to the way you captivated a room and made people laugh. But being 25 at the time, I felt too shy to even speak to you. So I did the only thing I know how. I creeped on you from afar. Little did I know, my red hair at the time and pasty white skin had you doing the exact same to me. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Erin, as two faithful souls, we stand here today in front of our people, and this I solemnly swear. It's impossible to manufacture or imitate love. Love is at once more wonderful and more terrible than death, than human intelligence, than forces of nature. We are as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. We have shared the most amazing times, we have shared the most darkest times. One thing that this relationship has taught me is that happiness can be found in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light.
Here we are, more in love than I could ever have imagined. I had no idea until you struck your way into my heart what it was to love so deeply that my heart aches just to think of not having you by my side for the rest of my life.
I could try to describe this feeling, but just come back.
2 years after they first met, they both found themselves in Perth, the big smoke, with Dan staying at the police academy for training and Erin on annual leave. So they decided it would only be right to catch up and enjoy some time with the other great love of their lives, KFC.
Little bit tongue-tied. Little bit tongue-tied. Little bit tongue-tied. Little bit tongue-tied.
Traditionally, on days like this, we give our daughter's hand. Like all of a sudden, she's no longer ours. The truth of the matter is, Erin hasn't been ours for a while now. Her hand, her heart and soul have been committed to you, Dan, for a very long time. We are filled with joy, knowing you will make a great life together. Whilst our house has always been Erin's home, it is now your home away from home too.
I think it's just my type. We could do it up for life. Your call, but I'll be waiting outside.
Erin and Dan, we now pronounce you bonded for life. You are married. Congratulations, you two. You may kiss.
Little bit outside. A little bit tongue-tied.